Hi guys, welcome back to We Should Talk, a pop culture interview series from In the Know. I'm your host, Gibson Johns, and today on the podcast we have Scheana Shay from Vanderpump Rules. Yes, it is all happening. Scheana was doing a partnership with Smirnoff for their spicy tamarind flavor as tied to Cinco de Mayo, and we don't usually do too many sponsored SponCon partnership interviews on this show, but to get some time with the Vanderpump Rules cast member right now, considering the Scandoval of it all, I'm down. So we started off the interview talking a lot about that. Some Cinco de Mayo memories, what it's like letting her hair down and valuing that time now that she has a daughter, hosting an event in Chicago for Smirnoff. And then we obviously jumped into the show and we talked a lot about this moment right now that's airing where it's like some of her friends are onto the Raquel and Scandoval of it all, and she's not really convinced by that chatter. She's kind of trusting in her friends that they're not having an affair, that they're not sleeping together. And we talked about what it's been like for her to watch all that back. And she admits, yeah, it's cringy, but ultimately it shows that I was a trusting friend. And I do think it speaks to her character, and I get what she's saying about that. But it's not easy for her to watch back, as she says in this interview. We talked about whether she's looking forward to having some of this behind her and kind of moving on to a new season, what the future of the show could look like, what it's been like watching Ariana totally thrive coming out of this huge betrayal and just, being happier than ever, honestly, right now. And she got emotional talking about that, which was really, really sweet. She also talked about how, with her podcast, Shenanigans with Scheana Shay, she's having record-breaking numbers, which is not a surprise. But again, I think it's what I love about this moment is that it's sort of a reclaiming of the power for some of the women on Vanderpump Rules. It's obviously for Ariana, but I think for some of the other ones too. There's a little bit, they're capitalizing on the moment, but it's not in a bad way. I think in a way that's it's part of the game. They have these podcasts, they have these partnership opportunities. Why not take them? Why not embrace this moment where there's so many eyeballs on this show, and they're really all utilizing this moment in a really smart way, and I think it's really empowering to watch it. Anyway, I just really love talking to Scheana, and again, being a good brand partner that she is, she kind of kept bringing it back to the Smirnoff of it all, but I tried to push for more Vanderpump tea, so there's a really good mix in there. Anyway, keep listening for my interview with Scheana Shay from Vanderpump Rules, and please rate, review, and subscribe to We Should Talk on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. All right, so we are here with Scheana Shay from Vanderpump Rules, host of Shenanigans with Scheana Shay podcast, an icon of our time. Scheana, how are you?
Thank you. I'm so good. I loved that intro. Thank you so much.
Of course. I meant every word. First of all, I do have to say, I just love how busy you and all your friends have been recently. It makes me very happy to see how booked and busy you all are right now.
Yeah.
How are you feeling in this moment?
Good, but it's been a little overwhelming because we have been so go, go, go. It's a very busy time of year. Usually we have a little more time in between seasons. So it's
right.
April is always my busy month, but it's my busy fun month. But then it's we just have had so much going on still. So it's been a very good, fun, busy, and I just enjoy my down days with my baby girl that much more. Monday in Palm Springs, we just didn't leave the house. It was just full day, chill, and then, recharge. And now I'm ready for Chicago.
I was about to say, so you're gearing up for Cinco de Mayo in Chicago with Smirnoff. Tell me about it. That's why we're talking today.
Yeah. So I am a sucker for marketing and the branding of this bottle. Have you seen it? Do I need to pull it closer?
Bring it out. Stunning.
So
oh my God.
My daughter Summer is obsessed with Coco and Encanto and all things like that right now. So she likes to just look at the bottle. So I literally, when I saw this, I was like, okay, hold on. I love tamarind. I love spicy cocktails, but I'm always in the mood for vodka and not always in the mood for tequila. So what I love about this is I can make a spicy tamarita and I don't have to have the tequila with it. This has so much flavor. I made a skinny one last night. I tend to be more basic when I'm at home and I'll just drink wine. But after I saw this, I was like, okay, we're taking basic, turning it into bold. I'm going to tahini rim a drink at home. And I made a nice little skinny tamarita last night. And I got to tell you, it was pretty good. I did lemon instead of lime. And
Love that. Sounds
yeah,
amazing. I
I've
could
been
use one of those right
drinking
now.
Smirnoff since I was 21. This is a vodka that's for everyone. It's affordable. And that's why I've just kind of stuck with it for as long as I have.
So fun. And I'm curious, I mean, you mentioned like, you value the downtime with summer more these days since you're so busy. But also on the flip side, I mean, like you're gearing up for Cinco de Mayo for this celebration in Chicago with Smirnoff, like do you also value those moments where you can let your hair down a little bit more? Like do those moments have a different kind of value for you these days as well?
100%. That's why I still go to my festivals and do my girls' nights out and stuff,
Yeah.
because honestly, I feel like things like this are important for my mental health to still, be me. Like, yes, I'm a mom, but I'm a cool mom. I'm a fun mom.
Yes.
And
Cool mom,
mom likes to
baby.
go out, let her hair down, and have a spicy tamarita to celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
Amazing. What is your best Cinco de Mayo memory with the Pump Rules crew?
Ooh,
Do you
these
have one?
girls love a skinny marg. So,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
mean,
same. Count me in.
we've had our share of margaritas in this group over the past decade. We used to always just like start at like the Grove, and then we would just kind of like bar hop around WeHo. Those are some of my best memories. I used to live at Park La Brea. It was right across from the Grove. So we would just always start there, have our skinny margaritas, and then just kind of
Well, who
hop
knows
around town.
who knows what happened next?
Right?
Exactly. Um, okay, so I mean, the past 2 months, Scheana, have been, I don't remember like a more like kind of high voltage time, like to be even just a Bravo fan in general, but
Mhm.
even specifically a Vanderpump Rules fan. How do you feel now that, we're kind of going into the final episodes, that the finale trailer is out, the reunion's coming later this month? Are you kind of like ready for that to just finally all be out there? No more restraints, no more like everything's there.
Yeah, because it's hard, especially too when we binge the end of the season before the reunion. So then it's
Yeah,
like we film the reunion, we're like, oh, we're done. But we're like, wait, no, we still have a lot of
like half
episodes
the
that need to
season
air. And
yet.
then I'm
Yeah,
like, wait, what's aired? What hasn't aired yet? What do people know? What do they not know? Every week I record my podcast. I'm like, I literally have 3 people listen to my podcast every week just to make sure that I'm sticking with
smart.
what's going on this week. Cause I'm like, wait, did that happen? Oh my gosh. It's like it's been so much. It's been a lot, but
Hmm.
the fans, are more involved than they've been in a really long time. So it's great to see that something so hurtful and something that was really hard for us to go through is also just we're reaching a lot of people with this story.
Yeah,
And I
100%.
feel like a lot of women who have been through a betrayal, feel like they're not alone. People on TV shows go through this kind of stuff too. So, as hard as it has been personally for us, I always just try and see the positive and see how, by this all being out there, hopefully we're helping people know they're not alone. This is
Totally.
not,
Yeah, I was gonna get to this later, but like one of the things that I've really loved about this entire moment is just like it really to me is like the women of Vanderpump Rules kind of taking back some of the reins and taking back some of the power, just in terms of the narrative. And I think, in his interview, Sandoval like criticized people like capitalizing on it, but I don't really, I view that as being kind of part of the game. That's kind of
yeah,
being part of reality star. Two, it's like I
absolutely.
think the men on the show have been kind of, they've been given the restaurants and whatever like for so long, and now it's the women who are like, no, we're gonna capitalize on this, and we're gonna own our voices in this whole situation. Is that how you
No,
feel about it?
for sure. I mean, no one's given anything though. I will say we all work for
Right.
and
Sorry.
put our own
Yeah.
no, but I just like
Yeah.
just to clear up, like we
Yeah.
all, work for and put our own money into our businesses
Totally.
and whatnot.
Yes.
But it does feel good to just have all of this women empowerment going on in
Hmm.
our friendship group on the show. This actually has brought some of us closer together. So where there's heartbreak, there's also been some makeups and,
Hmm.
new friendships blossoming again that
Yeah.
maybe we thought would never. So I
I
just
think
am trying to see all of the positives into something that was so hard. But to say we're
mhm,
capitalizing on it, it's like our life is our job is our life. They are intertwined. It's very hard to separate. And I guarantee you, if I was going through the same thing, they would be doing that as well.
100%. And they don't have podcasts, so they can, you know,
Exactly.
you
You
have a
got on
successful
that train
podcast
when
that you
we
have your
did.
own platform. Exactly. Exactly. On the show right now, Scheana, we're seeing this moment, obviously, that played out 7 months ago, where, the group was sort of on to what was going on. Um, and you weren't really convinced by that, by sort of some of that chatter. And I'm curious, watching that back, sort of what that experience has been like for you to see some of that, especially the lunch with Allie was probably, I'm guessing, kind of hard to watch. What's been like for you to see some of these moments where it's like, damn, everyone else was sort of onto it, but I was so convinced that nothing was going on.
Honestly, I want to beat myself up about it and be like, I should have seen this. I should have asked this and that. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of myself for being a good, loyal friend. Like I had their back. I defended them because I thought they were good people and I thought they would never do this. So I can't let myself be upset with my past actions. It's hard
Right.
to watch back. There's some cringy moments that I discussed on my podcast last week because I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, you said that. Oh, yep, you said that. I remembered saying it, but then you always hope like maybe no one else will see that I said that.
Maybe they cut
And
it
they
out,
see
right?
it. So yeah, but it's like at the end of the day, I was a good friend and I'm not going to apologize for being a good friend. And I'm going to continue to be a good friend to Ariana, who loves cocktails, and she's going to be making some special Smirnoff drinks for me soon too.
I love that. The other question I had just about that moment is like, and I don't know how much you can say about this, and I don't want to spoil anything, but like, obviously everyone was so surprised in March when everything came out. And I'm wondering if that's because they do a good job of throwing you guys off the scent, or if, like, can you explain any of that at all? Or is that something
I
we're gonna
mean,
see later?
maybe that was part of it, but I think it was just so shocking that it was these two best friends who no one suspected.
Yeah.
Like Raquel and Ariana were very, very close. So you would never think one of your closest friends would do that to you in that way for that long in your own home. Like there were just so many things that we've been replaying
Yeah.
that, yeah, it's been definitely challenging to watch back. I think this season more than any season. Yeah, it's been wild.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Sheena, I think you've talked, your answer was just indicative of this, but like, I just love the mentality and sort of the approach you've taken of just like owning the fact that you weren't onto them, that like, you were really loyal as a friend. And so I think it speaks to your character, honestly. But like, even, leaving the courthouse, recognizing that as an opportunity to, like, speak out for a good cause. Like, I think that I just wanted to say that I love the, like, kind of approach you've taken to this whole thing. And
Thank you.
you've found some like silver linings, some ways to bring positives out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of getting to do what we do, and having such a big platform. I think that we need to take these moments and not capitalize on it in a business sense necessarily, but capitalize on it in a way to raise awareness and bring awareness to things that maybe aren't talked about enough that people need to have a little more education on.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you mentioned Ariana, and I think that you've been such a good friend to her since this and also before this. You've always been a good friend to her. She seems to be thriving, and again, she's like the woman of the year right now. Like, she's everywhere and she's getting all these opportunities. What's it like watching that and kind of watching her again reclaim that power and kind of blast off into a level that she hasn't even been at before? Like, it's amazing to watch.
Yeah, no, it really has been. Seeing her at Coachella, just eyes more lit up than they've ever been. Like, even in the beginning of her relationship with Sandoval, I never saw her smile the way she smiles now.
Mm.
So that just makes me as her best friend so happy because I'm like, you deserve I could get emotional. Every good thing coming, like she deserves. She has worked so hard. She's been through so much and she really deserves every good thing that's coming her way. And I told her if she gets Dancing with the Stars, I will be there front row every week cheering her on.
I need that exactly with the Smirnoff. Scheana, before for a little lighter note, but like again, this Vanderpump Rules is having a banner year. Obviously, it's coming out of a bad moment, but it's you guys are kind of, you're the talk of the town right now, and everyone's, I think it's sort of reminded some people who might have given up on you guys that like we love you guys. Like I never gave up on the show, but I think a lot of people like were like, oh, what's the future? Like, what do you envision the future of Vanderpump Rules being after this whole debacle, after this season? How do you move forward?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know that anyone knows the answer to that question yet. Even Michael Rappaport on Watch What Happens Live had asked Andy Cohen that. He's like, I don't know, but we're going to figure it out.
I remember that.
Figure it out. So,
do you have a hope? Do you have a hope for what it looks like?
I mean, I just hope we have another season,
right.
Until we get that announcement. Like that's all I hope for every year is to just keep going, to keep being able to tell our story, because I know us doing that, it reaches so many people. And right now we're reaching even more. So I would love to just stay on that train and keep it going as long as possible.
And we talked about sort of, I think you smartly using Shenanigans of Scheana Shay as sort of an outlet to share some of your feelings and to just bring fans in a different way. It didn't spoil anything that came onto the show, but has the performance of the podcast, like, have you been breaking any of your own records? Like, it was very successful before this, but I have to imagine that some of these episodes are really popping off.
Yeah, no, the last 2 months keep beating my record for monthly downloads, and like we're in the millions now monthly, which is really
congratulations.
Exciting. Yeah, I was like, wait, you mean like for the whole year? And he goes, no, that was just last month. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's, keep it going, baby. That's incredible.
Yeah. So it's like that, it's like, it's sad that it took this event for certain people to wake up, to pay more attention, to listen more. But, I'm just thankful that I got the opportunity to do this and go to fun events in Chicago. Like we don't get stuff like this without this show and this platform. So to get to go celebrate Cinco de Mayo with two of my besties who I haven't seen since my wedding, who live out there.
Oh yeah, amazing.
Have some
I love that.
Sweet, spicy, tangy fun. I can't wait.
When you're at an event like that, you'll be at the Cinco de Mayo party with Smirnoff, and you're obviously going to be surrounded by fans who have been watching you for 10 years. Like, what are the things that people mention? What do they bring up to you? What do they say to you when you have these fan interactions?
It's different every time. My favorite thing that people say is that they either watch my vlog or listen to my podcast, because then I'm like, you're a real one. Like you don't just watch the show because your boyfriend's sister had it on TV or whatever. So I love when, people also will share an experience with me and, something that I've talked about that's maybe helps them get through a hard time. So those are just my favorite conversations to have. But a lot of people are shy. They'll just like say hi, ask for a pic, and they're like, bye, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
But it's like, if I'm not super busy at the moment or trying to run to something else, I'm like, so where are you from? Just like have a little icebreaker. And it's like, oh, do you live in the area? Like what, if I'm at a festival, like who are you excited to see? I love to interact and have those conversations with people, because I know if it were someone I was a fan of and they asked me a question, like I would remember that forever. So
100%. And that's so nice that because people do get nervous, and that's so nice that you you break the tension for them. That's a really nice thing to do.
Yeah. And at an event like this, where it's like, especially like a signature cocktail sort of event, it's like, I'll talk about the drink. I'll be like, let's go do a shot, always promoting like responsible drinking. But yes, I do love to have a shot or two, especially when I'm hanging out with Brittany.
100%. And you know how to work these moments. And I think that's something you've definitely learned over the years. And I think it's a really I mean, not everybody can say the same. So I think it's a valuable thing to be able to do these. And
Yeah.
Scheana, I think that's all the time we have, but this was so much fun, and
Thank you.
have so much fun at Cinco de Mayo in Chicago. And
yes, I can't.
I appreciate your openness today.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. It's good talking to you.
Of course. Thanks so
All
much.
right. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to We Should Talk. I hope you enjoyed the interview. You can find out more about In the Know at intheknow.com. You can follow me, Gibson Johns, at Gibsonoma on Twitter and Instagram. And you can listen to all of our interviews, past and future, by searching We Should Talk wherever you get your podcasts. Hope to see you next time.